What's up, SNA fans? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And man, what an AEW Dynamite before their big pay-per-view AEW Revolution, and yeah, in the perfect way to end the book AEW Dynamite to the beginning to the end. And yeah, it was basically absolutely tremendously great, and I'm very proud to be making a review for tonight's AEW Dynamite. So let's begin. We're gonna start off with the opener with Hangman Adam Page opens the show with coming into the ring in a crutch, and yeah. And someone needs to get him an Oscar for this massively impressive performance, like of him pretending that he's literally injured, like and it seemed like even what if he's legitimate or not, I legitimately injured or not, like I would I thought like I was not expecting what he had coming at the end of this segment with him starting off by saying I'm like waiting, like I like to. He's like I want to bring up like before my very unfortunate announcement. I'd say I was like I want to bring up from almost 3 years ago when I very first became the AEW World Champion. That meant a lot of things to me, and I want to thank you guys for that opportunity, and I'd like to have that time again. And I really miss like this is where start scrambling his words that like try to come up with something to say. This is where fans start chanting. This is where fans were partly cheering for Hangman. This is where Hangman Page was like, yeah. Like, but my match against Samoa Joe decided to be in a three-way match because they said it was. I'm not sure how to say this. Like, I'll say this in a nice way. I suggest that they like news like and then, in my opinion, like I think the AEW World Championship should be decided in the one-on-one singles match. And then they have and I'm afraid they have the wrong two competitors, ladies and gentlemen. Fans like, what do you mean by that? Like, and they start booing him like boo and boo her. Like, they just don't. Like they don't care if he was literally literally injured or not. Like, but like don't shout out some mean insults like that to their favorite wrestlers. And then this is where he's like, yeah, no apologies to both Swerve and Joe. What I had to say, like it had to come out of me, and I'm not gonna apologize for any of it, but I will tell you guys, and I'm gonna tell you to the truth, guys. I'm being honest to you. At this Sunday at AEW Revolution, like I will not be able to compete in this title match. Fans are like, oh, like dog, like you gotta be kidding me. Like, are you serious? And here was Swerve Strickland's like came out of the ring when he heard this unfortunate announcement from Hangman Adam Page. And this was Swerve Strickland's like I try to do everything in my power for you to not get this opportunity for the AEW World Championship, but I did not expect this to happen in this way. Like I did not expect it like you going down like this and going down like and what's that and cancel your side or not cancel. I'll say you stepping out of this match like because of this and I like and yeah, and I don't know how much I try to target you like and I try to make my self known like just to get to this point in my career. And then some may say like and if anybody else says that I think otherwise, that will be a complete flat out lie. And then it's where Swerve Strickland then continues saying, like, what you suffered in this unfortunate thing, like when you think about me, like that you, when it comes to, or not me, like when it comes to faith, like you cannot escape it, you cannot fail it, you cannot, yeah. You, and this is where Swerve Strickland's like I'm like in my faith. Excuse me, in my faith at this Sunday at AEW Revolution, like Like, and I'll be the new AEW World Champion. All right, thank you very much. Like, and it's where he tried to add something into his promo, but this is where Samoa Joe then interrupted soon after. This was like where like Destiny, like what are you talking about Destiny, Swerve? Like, and what do we have here? Like with like two. Like this is the most two biggest and bitter enemies I have ever seen. And then look, here we go, like trying to hug it out. He's like, but allow me to correct him on the real truth of this situation. And his fans start cheering for Samoa Mitchell. So, like, sure they would, because Samoa Joe is such a great wrestler. Like, regardless on what role he's playing, he just entertains you. Like, and he's been doing that ever since I've been watching him on TNA with my brother, of course. Yeah, so I know like most things about Samoa Joe in his career in professional wrestling, whether if it's in TNA or WWE or AEW. Not really much about Ring of Honor, because I was not a Ring of Honor guy, like I said before, at first until I heard about them like a few years ago, like in the IWC. But yeah, we're gonna continue. I'm gonna talk about that in another video, probably in the wrestling news. But anyways, where Samoa it was like they're just gonna completely trying to destroy each other to get into the spotlight. Like that's like what and it is and this where it's like, and y'all trying to throw each other out to try to get to me, and and that's the reason why I got to me in the first place, because y'all too busy worrying about what one or the other's doing, and I'm here to remind you who's the real man. The real man around here in this locker room. And this was that. And also, secondly, like though I understand like all the dynamic here, like and whether or not hey, I'm not sure if you understand this, Hangman, or should I say hop along? I was like, hop along. Like, where did that even came from? Like, he's more like a cowboy. Like, so I'll say maybe you should say something that has like something like with a cowboy or horse related metaphoric analogy. So, but I guess that makes sense in a way, because he's on one leg and he has to limp to walk like with the crutches around his arm, or around his arm. Yeah, crutch. Rather Samoa Joe then anyway continued there. All right. And I heard about you two are y'all young, hungry champions here. Yeah, wants my championship gold. Like, but that's completely ridiculous. Like, let me tell you, like, like y'all are tested battle warriors. Like, there's nothing new about you. Like, no, boy. Like, you are hungry, accomplished wrestlers. That's what we're always will be. And fans like, yeah, we can't argue the truth. And this is where Samoa Joe's like, he was like, the only reason why you're hungry because I'm the one starving here, and as long as I'm gonna hold on this championship, and there's not gonna be there's not gonna you're not gonna like as long as I'm champion, there won't be waiting more longer until dinner time. Like and what you really need to be worried about, Swerve, is Samoa Joe, the current AEW World Champion, and then whether if it's either one of you or both of you, like I'm gonna whip both of your asses this Sunday. He dropped the microphone. This is where Swerve Sugar not liked it. He's like, wait a minute, wait a damn minute, Joe. Like you need to know who the hell I am. Like for your information, like somebody that went from underpoint to headlining big main event worthy pay per views, and then and now you're talking to a guy that used to be in a cruiserweight in the main event division, which that's clearly a reference to. You're talking to a guy that went to wrestling school and then did it all on his own, like in a bloody heap. You, he came from a wrestling school and left the 18-year-old child in the bloody heap, which that's what he said. That's what he did, it was to what's his name, Nick Wayne, if I'm not mistaken, a year ago. And he was like, I'm that same Swerve Strickland that trespassed in another man's home and then threatened as a child, and then I'll do whatever it takes to AEW World Champion. And I believe he shouldn't have said that in front of Hangman Adam Page's face inside the ring, because even though he was on a crutch, or if that even mattered, because as soon as he started after he finished up saying I'm not a career maker, I'm what he said, he's not a career maker, he's a career changer. That's what he's. I'm gonna take that championship from you, Joe. Know what you're doing. So, hey, you after when your title run is done, you can probably go back to commentary in the poncho. I was like, ain't did that at WrestleMania 37, and then when I checked, yeah, that was the case when he was co-commentators with Michael Cole. But it's weird. Swerve Strickland did who knows what your future may hold in your time as a professional wrestler. And this is where Swerve Strickland was like, I'm the verge that making history, as I made my promise of becoming a future AEW World Champion. I will become AEW World. Excuse me for a second.
Where's the soft shells at? Were they in the fridge, or you're talking about the ones on the counter?
The ones in the counter.
Okay, in the package?
Yeah, in the pack. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I accidentally mixed it up with taco meat. I'm so sorry. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You too, Birdie. And this is where he's like, I'm going to be world champion. And then it's going to be in whose house? And the fans were chanting Swerve's house. And this is where he repeated himself. And this is where they repeated right back saying the catchphrase. And then this is where he tried to go for a third time. This is where Hangman Adam Page swatted him right to the back with that crutch that he was holding on to. And it seems like he's not really injured or even selling the injury, just to be written out that he will be gone for a while. But it seems like he pretended this the whole time, just to trick Swerve Strickland and make sure that nothing's not going to stop him, even if he literally did have an injury, to become AEW champion. And I heard that he was selling an injury, because he had some personal he had some issues in his personal life that he needs to take care of, and he's probably not gonna make it at AEW Revolution this Sunday. But yeah, it seems like that was the complete opposite. But yeah, you got to give Hangman Adam Page an Oscar for that impressive performance of him making the fans look like if he really was injured when he's not. And I was thinking to myself, and if he's pretending this injury, in storyline, what. Or if he was only just pretend, I thought he was gonna be serious and he's gonna be stepping out of action, but no. I was thinking if that was originally the plan, if he's doing this anyway, is he going off script, or is he just doing something that was added to the script, to make it more legitimate, of him faking it. Well, I would say not more to make it make their heated rivalry made it so real, to the point that he'll fake an injury just to trick Swerve and catch him by surprise and try to hit him in the weak spot so he won't take his spot as world champion. But yeah, this is where he started whacking him right in the back. This is where he waited for Swerve Strickland get back up and try to turn around. He hits him with that upper part of the crutch right into his face, like Triple H with his sledgehammer. I was thinking he's starting to look like a modern 2020s version of the game Triple H himself, with that mustache and the long blonde mullet like the game used to have, with a very greasy stringy way, if that makes sense, in his time in 2005 and 2006 when he was in his prime as world champion at that time. That's how Hangman Adam Page kind of remind me of seeing him in this way. Like it's this as this crazy guy that's not letting nobody stop him of achieving the goal that he needs to achieve, like, and that is this Sunday winning the world championship. But I'm not sure if he's gonna win, whether if it's Joe or Strickland. I can see him be trying to get his hands on that championship gold from like either Joe or Swerve, like by making an excuse. And if it hadn't been for Joe or Strickland, he would have been world heavyweight champion. And this is what he meant by it should have been a one-on-one match, not a triple threat match, because it could be all kinds of disadvantages. And this is not right in the get-go, because Swerve didn't beat him in the number one contenders match. But even though he beat him like 2 times before, like that doesn't mean like Hangman should. And I was thinking like about the same time, like that doesn't mean Hangman deserves the opportunity, even though it was in a draw in that number one contenders 30-minute time limit. But yeah. But this is where we got the Young Bucks coming in the building with Renee Paquette interviewing them, like inside the backstage area when they were stepping out of their car, and this is where she was asking the Young Bucks what's their thoughts on Sting tonight in this final AEW Dynamite before he retires, and I was thinking like maybe this is the reason why Excalibur calls her the remarkable Renee Paquette. She may be amazing by asking questions like this, but she could be too questionable. So I guess that's the best term to use onto the former WWE journalist and the former Renee Young. But anyway, this is where the Young Bucks were like, well, like, why you're asking us this question? Why you didn't interview Sting if you wanted the answer? And this is where she was like, well, I haven't seen Sting. Like, you're actually the first guys that I ran into. The only first guys I ran into in this building tonight. And this is where they're like, oh. And then this is where Nick Jackson's like, oh, like the only thing that you should know about between us and Sting and Darby is like what. Oh no, it wasn't Sting. Like it was about Ric Flair with Renee Paquette saying what's excuse me, yeah, like what, like Rick, like y'all had a meeting with Ric Flair, and do you care to tell me what exactly y'all discussed in y'all's office? And then this is where Nick Nicholas, my apologies, like don't find me. This is where we got Nick Jackson. Then, but it was Nicholas or Matthew. The only thing. What was it? All right, great. This is where he said, "I'll tell you that's what." Our meeting was great. That's what he said. Like that's all I'm gonna point out and refer it as. Like it was a great meeting. Like and we're knowing what and you're gonna figure what we've been discussing like this Sunday at AEW Revolution. This is where Nick Matthew didn't say like now that you mentioned Sting. Like have you seen him yet today at all? Like Oh no, I already said that. This is where, Renee Paquette was like, no, like y'all actually the first guys I've seen. This is where he, even though I was trying to say it afterwards with when Ric Flair about their meeting with Ric Flair, but you get the point. But yeah, this is where Matthew was like yeah. Like we're here to look for Sting and wanted to thank him for being the the sole figure of this company and being so inspiring for those, including us. And we just wanted to give him some type of a gift, like if we ever see him. Which there were 2 white metal bats that were in their hands. They were trying to hunt Sting down after the backstage interview. And this is where we move on to the next slide, which was the 6-man tag team match. Which I'll say second match of the night, if not the first match. Maybe this was the first match of the night. I'll give this match of the night. I believe everybody in the IWC would agree with me on this, which is the Blackpool Comp. But I can't even find another better match to be number 1. So number 1 goes to Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, Claudio taking on Eddie Kingston. Like, yeah.